Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cooking from the Heart. I am your host, Danielle Motley Lewis, and you're joining us for our fitness edition. So, just to recap, for those of you who've been with us a couple of months, we've learned a lot from our previous guest. We've learned all of the benefits of hemp foods. We've learned about our endocannabinoid system. And today we're going to learn a few moves to put that all together so that we can live healthy, fruitful lives. So today I'm going to do a quick recap about all of the health benefits associated with the hemp hearts. So we know that hemp hearts are an excellent source of omega-3s. We know that they are a complete protein source, omega-3 and omega-6. We know that they are extremely rich in vitamin E and an excellent source of energy. So our guest today, yes, of course, hemp hearts are an excellent superfood. And if there was no other food or plant left on the planet, this is definitely one that will keep you alive, that along with some water. So our guest today will show us and remind us that, of course, food is our first medicine, but food paired with wellness, of course, overall wellness, but food and fitness together is how we optimize our health. So our first guest is Jay Bell. Let me read her bio. Jay Bell is the founder of Zen Wellness, and that's Zen with a Y, Z-Y-N. Zen Wellness is a Black women-owned luxury CBD lifestyle brand. Jay is from Charlotte, North Carolina, and has been living in LA since 2014. While growing up, Jay and her family were deeply impacted by the war on drugs, as many of us were, and it is her personal mission to show people how to manage their trauma, generational trauma, of course, and intentional canna wellness practices and products. Everyone, please join me. Give some snaps wherever you are for Jay Bell. Hello, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I am fabulous.
How are you? I'm doing well, girl.
I love
to see you. Thank you. I tried to make sure I dressed the part today.
Okay. Well, I read a bit of your bio. Why don't you fill the gaps in for our viewers? Tell us a little bit more about you and what brings you here with me today.
Of course. So I am Jay. Like Danielle said, I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm the owner and founder of Zen Wellness. That is Z-Y-N, where we put the U back in Zen. Okay, so Zen is a canna wellness lifestyle brand. I am a fitness lifestyle and wellness enthusiast. We also have topicals for skincare and pain management because we believe if you look good and feel good, you perform better.
Sorry, thank you. All right, so thank you for sharing that. I want to know a little bit more about your health and your fitness journey. Have you always been into wellness and fitness?
No, at all. So I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, like I said. So being from the South, fitness and wellness is not something that we talk about or really learn too much about. We just eat what tastes good in whatever portion that may be. So I did not really jump onto my fitness and wellness journey until I moved to California. I decided to change my diet and went vegan for a little while. And was able to just really do well with my food, but I noticed that my body just still wasn't looking like I wanted it to, and I did not want to work out. I even looked up BBLs and all kind of stuff at first because I was just like, I think I was just lazy, or I just couldn't figure out what type of wellness was going to work for me. So once I figured that out, I started working out, started doing Pilates and managing my intake, whether that be food, media, all of those things to contribute to my wellness. And here I am.
All right. So I wanted to start the show this year and, start January off with fitness, of course, because it's at the top of everyone's mind. Everyone's thinking about, I got to lose 10 pounds before the summer. I got to, work on whatever baby fat they may have lingering around. And just setting New Year's resolutions. Did you set any fitness related New Year's resolutions for yourself?
Of course. So I try to not just do New Year's resolutions, but I'm a goal-oriented and goal-setting person naturally. But I did say that in 2022, I was going to be and am going to be and I'm being more intentional about my wellness. And for me, that means digging deeper inside. I feel like you really need to start with self and dig in before you can really spread out. So that includes mental, mind and body. That's where we are here in 2022. So mind and body wellness with intention.
Absolutely. And it's so incredibly hard during this pandemic. You know, we need that reminder. We are very pleased and blessed to have you here to learn this. So I know you're going to be cooking with the hemp hearts today. We'll get to that in just a moment, but we're not there yet. But in addition to the hemp hearts that I'm sure you eat on a daily basis, can you share some other vitamins and herbs and fruits and things that are your favorite that you incorporate into your daily?
Of course. So I am big on immunity shots. So I like to jam pack myself with vitamin C and apple cider vinegar. So in the morning, I'll do an apple cider vinegar shot, 2 parts water, 1 part apple cider vinegar, and I take that. Yep. And you can actually kind of feel yourself just being rejuvenated immediately. The apple cider vinegar really, really just gives you a pump. Any vitamin C, I've started now to do Meatless Breakfast. It really helps me to not be so heavy throughout my day. And making lunch my biggest meal of the day actually is something that I've started to do so that I don't go to sleep with heavy foods on me. It really helps with my metabolism. So those are a couple of tips. And then also just drinking lots of water, and being intentional about your cannabis use while you are on your wellness journey, whether that be psychoactive or non-psychoactive cannabis, whether that be ingesting via, smoking a J or taking a tincture, that kind of thing. Those are some of my suggestions.
Well, thank you. I couldn't write it down, but I'm taking note of some of the things you were saying, especially the apple cider vinegar. I have a few bottles in the cupboard, but I generally only put it in my tea. But I may try the little, what you were talking about. All right. So let's talk about advice for our viewers as it relates to like your favorite exercises. Your favorite exercises? Because we're going to get into it in just a moment, right?
Okay, so I will tell you guys about some of my favorite exercises today and some of the things that I like to do on a daily. We spoke about the pandemic. I am, disclaimer y'all, I'm not a fitness instructor by any means. These are just some of the things that I like to do. So I am big on Pilates and core strength. So I do lots of planks. I plank often. Yes, and I plank for at least 30 seconds, and then I kind of switch up my planks, and I'll, do knees to chest, that sort of thing. You'll dip your hips side to side while you're doing planks. Planks are amazing for your core. And when you're doing them, just make sure that you pull your belly button into your back so you're really controlling your core here. That's probably one of my favorite exercises.
And keep the bottom down, right?
Yes. So then squats. So I have a band that I use for squats. I got this at like TJ Maxx for just like maybe $10 or so. But I like to use bands when I'm doing squats, so I put it like above my knees. And when I'm doing my squats,
can you step back and show me?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm in my kitchen, so I'm like, okay. Okay, can you see me?
We can see. Yes.
Okay, so you do your squats. See the band? You just go down here, and then if you want to add a little extra, you can go out with your legs.
Okay.
Yes.
So those are perfect for sitting at home, working from home, sitting at your desk.
Yes.
Pull that out. Like what the most that you've done in settings? Like how many?
Like 250 squats a day, but not in a setting. Like yesterday, I did a squat challenge and asked everybody to do 25 squats each time you go to the bathroom. So you can start small, even if you just do 10 squats. But just push yourself. Advice I'll say, don't quit before you start. Nobody really wants to exercise until you start to see the difference. If I could do it, I never liked exercise. Like, I hated it, I dreaded it. So once I started to see the change and feel the change, though, and incorporating cannabis intentionally, it made me want to help other people discover what they can do with their bodies if they just understand what wellness means to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, sponsor definitely for women. What other body parts do you like to target? What about arms or back, or do you have any other tips you can share?
Abs, girl, honey. I'm trying to keep this thing popping, but I love doing arm exercises as well. Like I said, Pilates is really good for all over your body, so you will do some arms exercises. I'm big on cardio because my body stores fat in a certain way. So I just like to try to run that off. If possible, I'll run, which I don't mind doing. For me, I just don't like going to the gym. I'll do a Pilates class, I'll run, I'll hike, but I just can't do the gym. It's not my thing specifically.
So asking about Pilates, is it possible for folks who are just entering, the wellness space, and they want to do Pilates? Can they do Pilates from home, or do you need the machine?
No.
How do you Pilates from home?
You just go on Google and find some on YouTube. Just look up Pilates. They have so many different exercises. You can literally exercise from home and not have to pay a dime. It's all free if you just look online, if you know what you're looking for. You can even look on IG. I actually am creating a resource for wellness providers, so stay tuned for that. And you guys can check into it and see where you can go, maybe locally or virtually. But for now, just Google easy Pilates for beginners, or whatever that looks like for you and what you want to learn how to do, and you can find it free online.
Okay. Just to recap, I didn't catch what the resources. There was IG, Instagram, for those who may not know, YouTube, and of course, just Google it. And those of you who may still be asking Jeeves, you can do that as well. Just find it on the internet somewhere. Okay. All right. Any other tips, or is there one self-care ritual that you can share with our viewers before we go to the next person?
Of course. So I would say in the morning, something that I like to do, and it doesn't take long, just a few minutes before you even start your day, just say some nice things to yourself in the morning. Sometimes we get up, and I noticed at one point in my life, I would wake up and immediately, like as soon as I open my eyes, I would like start experiencing anxiety because my mind would wander, starting to think about all of the things that I need to do. And just, it wasn't a healthy space to start the day in. So if you can just breathe and say some nice things to yourself, and remember that where you are right now, you probably used to pray to be there.
All right. So let's Can you share 3 things that you say to yourself?
I tell myself every day that I'm that bitch. That is one of my affirmations. Yes, I am rich and wealthy is my second one, and I am safe is my third one.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. You can jot those down or organize for yourself.
Yes, and I do intentions every Monday morning. So if you want, you can always come to my page, and there on my reels, I do Monday mornings intentions that are specific to subject matters that we are talking about that week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the things out a bit. Do you mind if I do your demonstration now?
Sure. Why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, go ahead, because I want to see the cards. I want how you put them together.
Okay. So look, I've already created a couple things in advance, but the first thing that you have to do, let me just kind of show you. I don't know if you guys can see my workstation.
We can see perfect. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So as you can see, I've got my wonderful Hemp&fork hemp hearts. These are my favorite, y'all. I really, really love them. I've got some broccoli here, and you can use any green veggie. You can even do like green peppers. You can do asparagus, whatever that looks like for you. I've got some shiitake mushrooms. They don't have to be shiitake, but these are just the ones that I chose to use. I've got some onions here that are chopped up. I've got a little Parmesan here. I don't know if you can see that.
Is that grated?
This is grated Parmesan, yes.
Okay.
Yep, and then I've got some nutritional yeast. This isn't necessary, but I like to use this to thicken my sauce, and it gives it a little cheese flavor too. This is almond milk, no flavor, just plain original. And then I have some veggie broth that I got from Ralph's, just basic vegetable broth. And I also have like some extra parm that you can just shake on here. Pepper, olive oil, and I've got some can butter back here. And last thing, you'll need angel hair pasta, which I've already created.
Okay. And I'm sure those our viewers who are vegan or don't take dairy, they can substitute the cheese.
And you can use more nutritional yeast instead of cheese, or you can do a bit of nutritional yeast plus cheese if you want to take the vegan route.
Okay.
All right, so first things first, we've already got the angel hair. So I used angel hair pasta. This is my favorite. So you'll make this first and then put it in a bowl on the side, and make sure that you first drain it, and then secondly make sure that you put some oil in it after it's drained so it doesn't clump, and set it to the side. Okay.
Have you ever tried to use the zoodles?
I've tried them. I don't really like them. They're okay. I don't like that they get so soft.
Salt pepper.
Oh gosh, they're okay. Okay, so I would say that would work. I've tried black bean pasta. I've tried all of that stuff, but for me, because I work out, I've learned that I can eat more pasta and I'll balance it out in my workouts. So I get to have my yummy pasta as long as I go do a run there a week.
Okay. Y'all heard it. You do Pilates.
You gotta do some Pilates. All right, so here we go. So let's get to cooking. So I just turned this pot on. So now I'm just going to take the broccoli, and I'm going to take the mushrooms. I'm going to put them in a pan. So let's get going. I did not have my pot hot, so give me just a second. We can get this all going here. So all I did was take some broccoli, chopped it up into bite size. You can even buy a bag of florets if you wanted to, but I decided to just use fresh broccoli. So you just put that together in a pot and let that go. So there's also a sauce that you need to make to go along with this, and this is where the hemp hearts come in hand. So the sauce that you make, the sauce that you make, you'll take a pan and you'll do white onion and garlic. And you'll just put that in the pan, let them get translucent. And once that's done, you'll have to use a mixer or a food processor. And you'll put the onions and the garlic in there. And then that's when you'll put in your nutritional yeast. You'll put in your milk. You put in your Parmesan. I put in a little extra Parmesan here. And then you'll put veggie broth and black pepper. So you'll put that all in the sauce, and then you just mix that up, and it becomes really, really creamy. And I'll bring it out here and show you guys in a second. So now I'm just taking my veggies, and we're gonna cook these right on up real quick. So let's see. I'll let y'all see what it's looking like.
Okay. And we'll be sure you to post your recipe on our website and social media later today.
Perfect. So while this is getting going, let me just tell you guys about this recipe. So I was looking for something that on my journey, I've been trying to find things that have less meat. I like to use mushrooms as a meat replacement, but a lot of times I still end up really, really hungry. So before I started using the hemp hearts, I was only using that as my source of protein. I wasn't eating much meat, and I don't always eat it. So then I discovered wonderful hemp hearts, and I started adding these into all of my recipes, and I love them because they can go into savory things and sweet things, and they taste really good by themselves. So they're the perfect snack, and they're such a really, really good source of protein. Also notice the difference in the way that my body digests food now. It's much more regular and clean with the hemp hearts. So I use hemp hearts like every day. So they we sizzling back here. Wait a minute. We got some action. Let me put a little bit more olive oil. So we got the broccoli back here with the shiitake mushrooms and a little bit of olive oil. So once these cook up a bit, I'm going to pour the sauce in. And then we'll just put in the noodles as well. And that will just take a couple minutes. And then
that's a good point you made about the hemp hearts. you can add them to anything. They're very, very versatile. Savory stuff. My mother sent me pictures last month she was making cakes with the hemp hearts.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So I actually do a banana hemp heart milkshake.
Okay.
It's so easy. It's literally a banana, I do a half a cup of hemp hearts. I really love them. And a little bit of almond milk, honey, and just mix it up, and it's amazing. Yep.
So is the banana frozen?
No, the banana's not frozen. Just a regular banana.
Okay.
Yep. Room temperature banana. Throw that in and mix it up with some milk, honey. If you want to do like a date or something like that to give you some extra sweetness, that works too. But yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Okay. So let me get going here with this. All right. So now, let me show you guys. So we got the broccoli over here going over here with the shiitake mushrooms. So now, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of onion in here too, just cause.
It never hurts.
This is why I'm not a baker, because I just be like, you know what? Okay, so now that we got this going, I'm going to take my sauce. Let me show you the texture of the sauce too. It's really pretty.
That's what I've been doing. Okay.
So this is the sauce that has the nutritional yeast, the non-fat milk, the Parmesan cheese, and the hemp hearts. And I use pepper, and I put a little bit of salt in here too, just to taste.
Okay.
Let me show you the texture of it. And obviously you can adjust the texture based on how much milk, how much hemp hearts. I like mine to be kind of creamy.
Okay.
See, it's pretty thick. All right, so I'm gonna take this now, and we're gonna put this in the pot. So let me adjust a bit. There we go.
I'm getting hungry. Enjoy that.
It's really quick. This meal is really quick. If you even wanted to take make more sauce, it's really in the sauce. So you can make a decent amount of the sauce, and you can freeze it if you wanted to.
I was just make meals.
You sure can. You can freeze it for later. And then you can go back, and all you would really have to do is just add like your veggies. If you do broccoli, that won't take too long at all. Okay. So we look forward to seeing the final product. We're almost done.
Just a minute. Have one for now.
So good. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm about to show you.
Okay.
Let my light done slip down. Hold on. Alright, so now all we gotta do is add the noodles. So we're gonna take
that is super easy.
Yeah, super easy stuff. So let me mix that in. So this could take, honestly, if you already got the sauce pre-made, you can make this in like 10 minutes. So let's mix that in. Let me make you a real pretty plate. We're going to make a live plate. Let me pull one right up out of here. Actually, let's just put it in a good bowl.
A bowl is perfect.
Oh, but wait. And you can add anything to this. So if you have, if you wanted to add chicken, if you're not vegan, feel free to add whatever you like, but this is just the base. Okay. So I'm going to put some more hemp hearts on top of this.
That's a hearty bowl.
It is. So we're going to take some hemp hearts, sprinkle it right on top, and bon appetit.
That looks delicious. I'm gonna have to make sure to definitely post the website, post the rest of our website for our viewers. Thank you, Jay. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. We're going to move over to our next fitness expert / guest chef. His name is Damiyahn Smith. Damiyahn Smith, aka Legendary Black Lion, is a pro MMA featherweight from Kansas City, Missouri. He combines his passion for martial arts with his vision for total liberation. With his passion for the freedom and liberty of his people, he preaches about the power of self-determination and freedom from medical and economic discrimination. Damiyahn is deeply involved in his community. He's passionate about helping to feed, house, and provide resources to those experiencing houselessness. join me in bringing Damiyahn up to our virtual stage. Hi, Damiyahn. Can't hear you yet. All right, I think we can.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
There we go. All right. I'm look, while during the interview, I was scrambling trying to get shooting. So but we're here. Yeah, hey.
We are here. So first, I understand you're going to show our viewers just a quick 2-minute exercise, right? Are you going to share your favorite exercises with our viewers?
Yes. So I'm gonna show you a routine. It's a fitness routine. I would say this is more mobility exercise. Anyone can do it, and it's important, especially if you have like a stationary job, or if you're stationary for most of your life. Depending whatever the circumstances are, you experience lower back pain pretty often, tightness in your knees and your hips. So this is something that can help you out. I know you have your producer ready to switch back and forth on cameras in the background, but ran into an issue, so I'm gonna do it myself, if that's okay. All right, let me.
Let's make it work.
And it is not working. Fantastic. All right, so
okay,
we might
well, let's just do it with the one.
Yeah, we'll do this manually. Give me one moment. We got to get down on the floor.
Okay. I love your background. And while we're waiting on him, just a reminder for folks, if you head over to our website to grab your bag, because of course you're going to be eating hemp hearts every day like Jay, we have a 22% off sale running right now into the end of the month. So the code is NEWYOU22. All right, you ready, Damiyahn?
Yes. All right. So this is a really good routine that you can use every day. If you wake up, you have lower back tightness. You can start off with your knees bent and feet together. We're gonna just move side to side. Go with like your level of mobility. These are called window wipers or windshield wipers. And this is giving us a gentle stretch in our lower back. And this is going to hit that area that we tend to want to pop, even though popping is not always going to be the solution for you. And this will help strengthen your lower back as well. The next one, we're going to sit in an S stretch like this. So it's like your legs are in an S. You're going to lean back, and what we're going to do is roll back side to side. Now, I really like this one. So, I do mixed martial arts, and we train a lot of jujitsu. And this is a good one to get started with to help loosen your hips. But also in whatever activities that you're doing, if you're going to be doing something athletic, or you had a long day at work and you feel like something is tight and you don't know exactly how to hit it, this is a good one. And what you can also do when you're doing your S stretches, you can lean forward so you can get like a deep static stretch. When I lean forward like this, I'm getting my glute and outer hip stretch. And you don't have to go super far, but if you are a very flexible person, so where I am, this is kind of like level. So level 1 is here, level 2 is here, and then level 3 is if you reach out and then go towards your center. Then I lean back. I'm gonna get my quad on the back side. And then what you do is you just repeat it on each side, right? And recline. So that's 2. 3. This is a really good one. This because I've had hip flexor issues. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a deep lunge, a kneeling lunge, and I want y'all to be able to see this. I want y'all to be able to see this. A lot of times, what we do is we'll lunge like this. What I'm going to do is take my toes and go out to the side so I can get my hip flexor muscles on the inside. And then you go to the level that is comfortable for you. You don't have to squat or lunge super deep. You don't want to put yourself in a position to hurt yourself and cause like potential for injury. You just want to get a nice gentle stretch to lengthen those muscles and begin to loosen them over time. And then the last one here is working our deep stretch. So take my feet shoulder width apart and I'm pointing my toes away. And I'm just going to drop my knees, drop my hips, and take a deep squat. You can hang out here, you can hang out here, or if you feel really good about it, put your hands, palms on the ground, press your knees out with your elbows, and just hang out.
Okay.
When you are feeling good, you can relax that, stand up, and then you can repeat. So those are a few really good stretches. You can use these as warm up, as cool down, or you can do a really great routine that will keep you nice, healthy, and flexible. So,
Thank you, Damiyahn. That was amazing. I may have to, replay this and take some notes, jot some notes down. I've never seen the lunge position, the foot position that way on the lunge. So that's definitely a deeper and a different stretch. I look forward to doing
it is. And what's great about it, so I've had hip flexor issues, and it's due to the way I train. Sometimes we try to be tough guys and power through, potential injuries, and then you realize, like, man, I've been walking funny for about a week. I need to do something about that. So I learned about more things that I can do to keep my body healthy, to continue longevity in the sport, and just be able to get the most out of life.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for giving myself and our viewers tools for our fitness toolbox. We're going to switch over to our next person, Danielle Joseph, and then we'll circle back to you, Damiyahn. Okay?
All right.
All right. So next we have Danielle. What a wonderful name. So Danielle Joseph is a lawyer and entrepreneur specializing in cannabis law and group fitness. After college, this San Francisco native worked as a paralegal in law offices in Los Angeles while she attended law school in the evenings. While she found more joy in the gym instead of at her law office, she switched careers and transitioned into fitness full-time as a certified personal trainer, bar and cycle instructor. As a result of the pandemic, Danielle was laid off in early 2020. With no job, she went back, went into her toolbox, and she decided to take the California bar exam and get this, passed it on her very first attempt. Now, I don't know if y'all know about the California bar exam, but it's one of the hardest in the country. And she's the only person I know who's ever passed it on the first attempt. So carrying on. She then built a lifestyle brand called Trap Vibes Fitness. Danielle created Trap Vibes Fitness to redefine fitness and empower people of color via cannabis. As a cannabis consumer, fitness professional, and attorney, Danielle advocates to bridge the gap between cannabis and fitness to include mindful consumption, nutrition, and recovery. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Danielle Joseph.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
See your face, Danielle. I'm doing good. Thank you for the intro.
Yes, girl. First attempt. I didn't even know that until I read your bio. Like, come, girl.
Yes,
Okay, well, what are you going to show our viewers today?
Okay, so we were talking about stretches that are easily accessible for people that are sitting down, like most of us have office jobs, or we're sitting in the chair most often during the day. So some stretches that I like to do while I'm seated, simply just reaching up, putting our arms, our hands behind our back, and just opening our chest. A lot of us hold tension in our traps and our rhomboids. Another great stretch, if you stand in a doorway and just take your elbows out and just lean forward, you're in a doorway. It just stretches all your chest, your back, and everything. You can also put your hand beside your chair and just reach over to the side. I think oftentimes we don't stretch enough. So good stretches, doing this about every hour or so will do the body real good.
Remembering to do that will be a challenge.
Right?
I'm gonna have to set my alarm, or in between meetings, build in 5 minutes. I'm going to take this time and do some stretches. So I'm gonna look to change my calendar in
Right?
February.
Just getting the arms involved, just reaching up. I mean, as soon as I do that, my back cracks. I don't know about you guys, but if you can get your shoulders moving, doing a little twist side to side, it's hard to just keep the body in one position for too long. So a lot of us just need that movement. And my job, I feel, is to teach people the value in movement. And it starts with stretching, really. Because it's hard to
Absolutely.
do it. Oftentimes we're in the gym. We just go to the workout and then we go right back into our cars, right? So stretching is where it's at, Danielle.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing a little bit of your fitness expertise with us. We're going to circle back to Damiyahn because I believe he has a post-workout smoothie.
Hey, all right. I'll be tuning in.
So what are you making for us today?
All right, so we have a great post-workout smoothie. We will be using the hemp parts. You all have been hearing about the different benefits. What's great is if you're an athlete and you're a person that likes to move around, like to work out, the protein content is great to include in your diet. I didn't tell you this in my bio, but I'm also a vegan athlete, and so it is very important for me to be conscious of my protein intake uh, for my sport, for my training. Um, there's a whole discussion about the amount of protein that people need and what you want to get. But what's great is the amount that you get in a single serving of the hemp hearts is great, and it's going to work well with our smoothie here. All right, I got to grab one more thing. I'm not going to leave for too long. I'm just letting you know that.
Not a problem.
Yeah. So with our smoothie, it being a plant-based smoothie, of course, I'm using a lot of berries. I said that it's okay for you to use the frozen berries. That's good. Or if you are all about getting like the organic fresh berries, we're using blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries, and that's all in here, and it's frozen. I'm gonna use just 1 cup of these, and like I said, I'm just showing you these because it's everything, like either whatever you prefer. If you want them fresh or if you want them frozen, it's all good. I'm gonna get a nice heaping scoop because I like to get the berries in there. All right, 1 banana. People tend to work out and think about like, oh, I really like to sweat and get a good sweat. And the thing is, you got to replenish those minerals. You got to replenish the potassium. So a banana is great. I'm saying a lot, but that's okay. I've been talking a lot today.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. So not a problem. How long have you been vegan?
5 years vegan.
5 years. And what made you make that transition?
Well, I've been vegetarian since 2010, and the longer I did it, the better I felt. And I noticed a difference in my recovery and my performance in my training and my fighting. And so what really made me do it was a couple of things. I started to see how other fighters were very successful with making the transition to a vegan diet and competing. And I'm talking about competing at the top levels. These are, world champions, UFC champions, fighters, all of that. And so I was like, I'm going to try it out. Come to find out, the only things that I had to eliminate in my diet were just 2 dairy items, and eggs. And those 2 dairy items were cheese and butter, which I really didn't eat a lot anyway. So mostly I got rid of eggs, and then my diet was what I had to do was be very conscious of the nutrient content of what I was eating, and making sure I was getting all my good macros in and doing the right thing for my recovery. And I have not looked back since. I haven't felt better. And also I've noticed looking at the other fighters around me that were on a standard diet where they were still eating meat, they had they struggled with maintaining their weight, and they also struggled with maintaining like enough energy for competition. So while I was able to cut and make weight, no problem, I'm bouncing around, I'm smiling, I still have the color in my face. I feel great. Everybody else is just dying. Now they were also doing some other things that I think harmed their conditioning and their preparation for the fights. But the foundation of any athlete is their nutrition. If you're not taking care of what you're putting inside of your body, you're not going to get great performance coming out. So,
Absolutely.
And so I've been able to find great success with this. I'm
Thank you
gonna
for sharing
add
that.
it.
Okay.
Oh, thank
So
you.
how many hemp hearts are you adding?
We are doing one serving, which is 3 tablespoons.
Tablespoon.
And the great thing about these hemp hearts is you might look at them and think like, oh, this is going to be coarse, it's going to be grainy. Nope, they just melt right into the smoothie.
Yes, they do.
And there are a couple of options that I left up here. So I added almond milk. You can add cashew milk if you want. We're going for more of a smoothie texture. So I'm doing that. But if you don't like any of the substitute milks, you can use water, or
I
you
was
can
just
use
gonna
a
ask.
fruit juice. Yeah. You can use that. You can use a fruit juice. I have apple juice here. So any of those. And then a couple of other options. I'm adding maca powder.
Okay.
Um,
And what is
I'm
that
adding.
exactly?
So maca is a root that what they will tell you is that it is for strength and vitality. What it means is is a natural support for your hormone balance. Typically, men will want maca powder to help rejuvenate them, um, impact positively impact their sexual health. It's all around good for you, and it's for hormone balance. There are no there are no plants that are going to enhance your hormones, but this is to help support your balance. And I'm I'm very careful to help people understand that, because people are like, oh, if you take this is going to happen. And it's like, no, you have to understand what these things really are. All right. So we have
So
all
you
of our
mentioned
ingredients.
men. Is maca powder beneficial for women as well?
Um, so typically with maca powder, it is considered like a hormone support for like testosterone.
Gotcha.
So it depends on what your circumstances are. And that's what I say. So in most cases, no, but then again, there might be people who are having some hormone imbalance issues where they might need that support. So
Gotcha. So we know hemp hearts are for everybody. Go out and get yours, hemp&fork.com. New U22, use the code to get a 22% off discount. Maca powder, you may want to investigate that with your doctor or look into that prior.
yeah,
to
just do do your research. All right, this is gonna get pretty loud. This is I love this. This is the Vitamix, and I live my life with this thing.
It's actually not that loud.
Oh, great. Cool.
That looks really good. We've had so many different variations of smoothies made on this show, but you can never go wrong with the smoothie.
Yeah, a smoothie. You know, smoothies are a never fail snack, quick in a pinch meal, and it just kind of depends on what you're looking for, what you want to get out of it. And I'm using these mason jars so y'all can see that. Let me see if I can.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, I got to do the commercial. You gotta see
it. So, as he said, the hemp hearts just melt right in. You don't see them, but you're going to get all of the benefits of those 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts, which will yield 9 grams of protein. So grab your bag of hemp hearts today. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. The hemp hearts that was the only protein that you added to the shake. You didn't add a powder or anything, did you?
That's the only protein that I added to this smoothie. So typically for my training, I do a lot of conditioning and high intensity stuff, and I burn through carbs like they're nothing. And so this is a good balance of carbs plus the support from the protein. Got good vitamins and minerals. Now, if I wanted to go more protein heavy, then I would I would go for a couple other items. I would actually add chia seed. That's high
Mm.
in protein,
Mhm.
and the PB2 powder. That's also high in protein. Combine those
PB2.
with
What's PB2 powder?
PB2. It is peanut. It's peanut powder. So it's
Okay.
defatted. It's like, so there are different versions of it. PB2 is one brand. I have the 100% pure all natural peanut powder. It's
Okay.
powdered peanut and it's defatted. So you get all the protein, none of the fat. This has 6 grams of protein per serving. The chia seed has about 9 grams. So if I wanted a protein rich, I would add the chia seed, uh, peanut butter powder, hemp seed, and I'm sorry, hip hearts, and I would have a really protein rich. And then I would probably leave the banana out. So it would be protein rich and a good balance on the carbs, good fats, and also a good amount of your vitamins and minerals. And that's the other great thing about your smoothies. Like you can do all kinds of like different modifications and adjust them to whatever you need. So yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go, we will circle back at the very end. But tell us, what is the meaning behind your name, Legendary Bloodline?
Oh,
If you can
okay.
tell us in 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Um, when I was younger, I had nice long locks, and I was walking to work. A Rasta came to me. Hey man, I have something for you. He pulls off of his lapel a lion's head. You are the black lion. And then he walks away with a big old smile on his face. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then my friends and I, when we started training mixed martial arts, we would call our training sessions legendary battles. So I combined the two, legendary black lion.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, y'all. Now we have a great treat for you. We are actually going to see our CEO of Hemp&fork, Mr. Eric Range, has a little surprise for us. Eric, are you ready? We can see you, but we can't hear you.
They tell me if I stay ready, then I don't have to get ready.
That's right, sir.
How you doing, Miss Danielle?
I am doing well. How are you, sir?
All right, man. I'm alive and well. I'm blessed. Happy to be here. Just excited about being on the show. And anytime I can come on and be on the show is pretty awesome. I like to watch behind the scenes, but being in front of the camera sometimes can be fun.
Absolutely. So, what do you have for us today, Eric?
Well, first, man, I have gratitude for the Hemp&fork community. Just yesterday, we hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. So I just want to say thank you to the community. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for coming with us on this journey. So I'm just thankful, man. I'm excited. So let me. I'm playing tech as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my other camera up. See if y'all can y'all see that?
Oh, okay. What you got going there?
Yeah, so I already got it started, you know what I mean? Because I know we always we try to do quick meals for people, but all I've done so far is just cut up some onions or half an onion, half of a large onion. I like onions. I cut up a shallot and some garlic, and I sauteed that. And what I'm making tonight is a curry chickpea dish. And one of the things that I've learned from making curry, dealing with different Jamaicans and so on, is that one of the things that really unlocks the flavor is when you kind of burn the curry a little bit. So that's what we've been doing here a little bit, is burning our curry. So I sauteed my onions, I added the curry, and we let that simmer for a little bit. And that's how we got a little bit of brown coloration to our curry so far. So getting that turned back on, getting that heated back up. And then after I let that sit for a little bit, you get that nice aroma smell. Curry always, goes through the entire house. I like to, and some people, this is a preference, if you like a more of a milk curry, or if you just like the curry flavor. I like milk, so I'm using coconut milk here, if you can see.
Okay.
We got about 2 cups of coconut milk here. And we just pour that in. And we're going to turn our fire up a little bit because we want that to cook really good, because one of the things with the coconut milk is if you cook it pretty good, and you know, let it get to a nice little boil. It'll custard, and you know, it'll give you like that nice thickness to your flavor profile and whatnot. So I let it go ahead and boil up on us, and then I also like to add a little bit more curry to my milk as well, bring that nice flavor out. Of course, this is a great time if you're Jamaican, come from a Jamaican household. I am not Jamaican. I'm married a Jamaican, but you know, one of the things I learned from my mother-in-law is we use a lot of thyme. So if you guys are, you know, familiar, you know, we got some fresh thyme sprigs. We bought it fresh. We dried it ourselves, dehydrated ourselves, let it sit out, and then we take it, and you could just simply rub some of it off of it into the pot like that, and then you could just break up the sprigs and drop them right in there. And so we stir that up, let that cook down for just a little bit. I also really like the way that chickpeas bring out the flavor in curry. So using the chickpeas, again, you could start from scratch if you have the time. I personally did not have the time today, so we are using canned chickpeas. We rinse them really well. It was a reduced sodium as well, because you got to be careful with canned foods. They like to put a lot of salt in them. So I buy a reduced sodium, and I rinse them really, really well. And then I go ahead and I put them in here, even while we got that coconut milk coming to a custard, because they soak up that flavor really good. So we get that chickpeas in there, let that cook down some more. And then, you know, of course, there's other things that we add to it. Can't forget the hemp hearts.
Of course.
I add the hemp hearts both while cooking, and then I like to add more on the top. But I like to add them while cooking because, you know, as Damiyahn mentioned, hemp hearts are oily. They're not like your a lot of like dry seeds that you get that, you know, give you that more gritty, like, you know, flavor. So the oil in hemp hearts is really nice when you're cooking. So I like to get that flavor profile in there as well. So we go ahead and we put those hemp hearts in there, let that cook. And you see how the curry, the coconut milk is getting a little bit thicker. So we go ahead and let that cook for a little bit. But then
before you go on, tell us how much hemp hearts. What was the measurement of the hemp hearts that you threw into the pot?
That was just 3. What do we got here? 1/8 of a cup.
Okay.
1/8 of a cup there.
Because you know, people are at home. They're writing this down, so they need to know. Yeah,
you're right. I heard Jay. I'm like Jay. I like to just cook. I don't
and throw stuff in the pot.
Yeah, you know, I measure by eye. So
I learned how to cook from someone who measures by eye, and it was just like a fist of that, a handful. It's like, what are you talking about? How many cups?
Yeah, my mom's side of the family is from South Carolina, and we don't cook with accurate measurements. We just cook. So,
just cook until it tastes good. Well, that looks delicious. I've never had curry chickpeas. So
oh, really?
I've never.
A couple of things I add to it because you know, chickpeas are good. You got some protein there. You got your hemp hearts. You got your proteins. But I like to add some carrots. I like to add some green beans.
Now, are the carrots raw or were they frozen? What?
They are raw.
Okay.
And I know some people like to peel their carrots. I don't. I just wash my carrots really, really well, and then I cut them up, and you know, I throw them in the pot.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I like to add here, just to give it a little bit more like heaviness, so when you're eating, you feel full. Just some regular white potatoes, which I have sitting in the water, so I'm gonna have to drain them. And that's just a little cooking tip for anybody. Whenever you cook your or cut up your potatoes and you're doing prep work, if you put them in some cold water, it'll help them from turning brown while you're waiting to cook them.
I think we learned that in home economics in middle school, but thank you for the reminder.
You know, not everybody, you know. Somebody, that was a gem for somebody, I'm telling you.
It probably was. It probably was. Well, while we're waiting on your finished product, let's bring the guests back that are still with us. I know we're a little over our time, just so that we can check out with them and see if they're working on anything exciting that we need to know about. And then I can't wait to see your final dish, Eric.
All right.
All right, so let's start with legendary Black Lion. How can our viewers connect with you, sir?
You can find me on. You can find my fight page. It's kind of like my business page on Facebook. Legendary Lion has a great profile picture of the Black Lion on it, and then you can find me on Instagram. Same name, Legendary Black Lion, and you see all the pictures of me there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Anything exciting that you're working on that you want to share with viewers?
Yes, I'm working. I have two really large projects that are happening. One is I'm working with homeless outreach here in Kansas City, which is connecting with several grassroots organizations. We are collecting cold weather gear for the harsh winter this year. This is a initiative that began last year, and so what we're doing is we're working hard at helping to give supplies to the houseless, find them shelter, find them safety, whether depending on whatever circumstances they are in, get them housed, get jobs, things like that. And so you
Okay.
can find more information about that on my Facebook and my Instagram, Legendary Black Lion. Also, this is something that just began to get into the motions today. I am working on an international School of Pan African Unity content creation group. So I've spoken with some international content creators, and there will be more information about that as the project matures coming in the next couple of months. Keep your eyes out on Legendary Black Lion.
Thank you for sharing that. Where can we find those sweatshirts?
These sweatshirts are at my what is it called? Teespring. And yes, and I'll have a link in my Facebook that is it's in the shop link. Just click on that, get yourself a nice sweatshirt or a nice t-shirt. Just make sure I have the same one on it. Nice
Okay.
t-shirt. So and the proceeds from that goes to support these projects. I believe that whatever I do, I'm gonna have to take that and reinvest into my community. People have supported me so much in my fight career, and I'm in the position where I'm like, you know what, it's time for me to give back.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for giving back a little bit today, giving a little bit of your time and sharing your fitness expertise with our viewers and myself. We are going to say goodbye to you. Can't wait to chat with you again in the future. And do we still have Danielle Joseph with us? Okay. I understand we went over. What? Are you there, Danielle? Okay, I thought she was still here. I know we went a bit over on our time today, but let's just circle back to Eric. Do you have our final product for us, Eric? While we're waiting on Eric, I will remind you all again to go to the website. The code for the 22% off discount is NEWYOU22. Again, NEWYOU22. And just to recap all of our viewers today, just get up and move, eat your hemp hearts, drink your water, ground outside, put your feet, in the earth. Eric, what you got for us?
I love it, man. Absolutely, man. It's about being active. I tell you, I have one of my goals this year is to be much more active. I used to participate in a softball league, but as you get older, you get hurt, and the injuries don't bounce back the way they used to. So I haven't played in a couple years now, but this year I said I was going to make that commitment to get back involved in something. So to be more active, because it is important that we don't just eat healthy, but that we're getting our bodies moving and just doing stuff, right? Because that also helps. This food is to fuel our bodies so that we can
really
do that.
good, Eric. I'm surprised. So, are you the cook in the house,
You're surprised?
I'm a little surprised. I mean, you're the CEO. That don't mean you can cook.
Yeah. So my wife will be celebrating 15 years this year.
Congratulations.
Has been extremely spoiled. I do 100% of the cooking in our house. So she gets to enjoy some of our famous dishes and whatnot. And
Okay.
you guys can't see this right now, but let me bring this back over here so y'all can see something.
Yes, that's
So
what I wanted.
I've been plating it. Now, I'm one of those people like Jay mentioned earlier. You know, she carries weight differently. And I'm one of those people, carbs really kind of mess me up. So I like to try to choose alternatives to rice.
Yes.
So what I plated this on is actually raw cabbage. Cut up some raw cabbage and you put it down, and then you can put your curry and add a little extra, you know, gravy if you want.
No, I've
And then
never had that.
there it
one.
is.
Okay.
And of course, can't forget, always sprinkle a little extra hemp hearts on top. And there we go. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Range. We appreciate you sharing more of your gifts with us. That actually looks really good. I'm going to have to check out the cabbage thing. I can't wait.
Stop
You better post
on
that
us.
recipe. Post the recipe so that everyone can make this dish.
And shout out to all the male cooks out there.
Shout out to all the spoiled women out there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, head over to the website, hemp&fork.com. Get your bags of hemp hearts, 22% off sale. It ends on the 31st. And we will see you all next month. Thank you for cooking from the heart.